In today's video, we're going to take a look at how this diorama was made. I created this kind of otherworldly alien desert terrain in about 2 to 3 hours of work. It's both cheap and easy to make. The process is simple and you can create something like this all by yourself. For this project I used a 20 by 20 cm piece of polystyrene, some construction foam leftovers, some putty and some acrylic colors for painting. That's what I sketched out as an idea, but let's see where this goes. I cut out a 20 by 20 cm piece off of a polystyrene sheet, which provides a stable and shapeable foundation for your terrain. I got myself some burner tools. This is the first time I tried them. I already cut this piece out with a knife, so I only try out this one attachment. First, let's look at these leftovers. The foam had some interesting shapes and I instantly saw its potential. This will add more dimension and interest to the surface. Now I incorporated construction foam leftovers to create some rocks. I'm looking for a nice and balanced display of these rocks. Here are some cave walls for someone to live there. With the construction foam pieces in place, I fixed them to the ground with some PVA glue. Then I pinned them with some toothpicks so the glue can dry. Yeah, well, as you can see here, I tried to use this tool to carve out a dried out pit, but this did not work as I had hoped. And so I tried to use some carving tools that were very useful to carve last year's pumpkin. This one. Not liking the look of the ground, I decided to use a stone to imitate dry land. It's about hammering the stone into the shapeable object of consideration just to your liking. Usually you would press your stone into something and maybe clay would take the details quite well. But since this plastic is a bit more firm, I couldn't resist hitting. At this point I felt like someone from the early Stone Ages, but I felt the power and usability of this tool for real. I mean, it's a stone, it's powerful, you know? To simulate the arid and barren desert look, I applied a mixture of black acrylic color, PVA glue and some sand to the base. This combination provides an authentic desert texture, capturing the essence of a harsh, sun-scorched environment. Using putty, I filled up this gap. So I sculpted the foot of the rock, ensuring it merged seamlessly with the ground. This step added a realistic touch, making the rock appear as it has been a part of this terrain for ages. I discovered some semi-dry putty on the screw cap and proceeded to form smaller stones from it. Some holes and gaps were left open for potential residents underneath, as I mentioned earlier. These are some cave holes. I'm thinking about residents like bugs. I like bugs. I especially like isopods very much. Oh yeah. I covered the base of the rock and then I applied the second coat of the mixture. The painting process played a pivotal role in bringing life to this diorama. I first started with a light brown. Thought it would be good to add some water so that the paint does not take away too much of the details below. To prepare the ground in the rocks for painting, I applied a mixture of black with the color, sand and PVA glue to give a realistic look. I covered all the areas and then went over to the next step, which was painting over with a reddish brown. I just dabbed the paint on because again I didn't want the details beneath to be gone. Now I'm hurting SpongeBob. I used some sponges, or rather parts of one sponge, to dab a lighter ochre on there. This adds some variety in terms of color and also highlights the bumpiness of the stones. Employing various painting techniques such as dry brushing, I added depth and dimension to the landscape. Dry brushing helped accentuate the raised areas and create a nice appearance, making the terrain feel realistic and visually appealing. I weathered this afterwards with some dark brown wash. Now we need to apply a wash to bring out the depth of each part, starting with the ground. The many different painting layers on the rocks add an authentic touch to resemble a real rock. For visual interest and a more realistic appearance, I gathered some plants to add to the landscape. These plants were the actual inspiration for this build today. One of the exciting aspects of this project is that I used real dried out plants from my own garden to give the diorama an otherworldly and alien-like appearance. Because I thought, what better to resemble nature than nature itself, right? See these dried up stems? They would be perfect to use as bamboo in a future project, maybe in combination with a swamp? Let me know if you'd be interested in this. As you can see, these unique plants add a touch of surrealism to the diorama. They look like something straight out of a sci-fi movie because of their distinctive shape. By adding these plants to the terrain, I really achieved an otherworldly effect that truly sets this diorama apart. The unique shapes and textures of the plants add an element of intrigue and make it seem like visitors have stumbled upon an undiscovered extraterrestrial landscape. Now I'm noticing that I would love to be there. Adventuring, exploring, wandering, camping, I don't know, just be there. And here it is. It's all done and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Maybe it inspires you to get creative with your own diorama projects. Now that I'm done, I guess this brings my vision of an alien terrain or a post-apocalyptic landscape to life. Is there anything that you'd like me to build in the future? Let me know. If you're attempting a similar project, remember to take your time, especially with the painting process. Experiment with different shades and layers to achieve a realistic and visually pleasing result. Thank you for joining me again this week. Until next time, stay creative.